If you want to lose weight, but you have a very demanding and busy career, and it can be stressful, and it's causing you to stress and emotionally eat. In this video, I'm going to break down how to fix that issue because emotionally eating, stress eating, it could come with a lot of frustration, disappointment, maybe even shame because you had the intent on wanting to do well with your weight and with your health, but the way that things are going on in your life is causing you to stress and emotionally eat, which causes your weight to go up and potentially your health start to be on a decline. And so I'm going to break down exactly what steps I teach my coaching clients on how to fix this. These are people who are busy, high achieving professionals, and so they want to excel in their career. They want to be there for the people they love and care about, and so they're kind of like overextending themselves. But there's certain things that you can do to avoid the stress eating. Okay. And so the first thing is this: you have to understand your triggers. If you don't understand your triggers, you're going to find yourself continuing to be in this cycle. Let me give you an example about what I mean. Um, when I first started, I've been doing coaching now over 16 years, but the first decade of my career, I did in-person training. And when I had first started my career, be honest, I didn't know where I was getting my next client from. And so I was super stressed. And I would find myself eating cereal late at night. I found myself eating honey buns, Oreos. It used to be terrible. And I found myself having eczema all on my hands, acid reflux, brain fog. And so that's what the stress eating caused in my life. For a lot of people, it causes other things like the weight gain, the belly fat, them not being able to fit in their clothes or their suits not fitting the way they want them to, them being tired and sluggish, with all these deadlines that they have in their career and the things they have to do with their family. And so here's the thing: everyone has different triggers. Triggers could be overwhelm. Are you overwhelmed? Triggers could be anxiety. Are you having anxiety around something? Another trigger can be just out of habit. Like me eating honey buns. As growing up, I come from humble beginnings, and I used to be in the where we used to stay at. I used to always go to the candy lady. One of the things I used to get, honey buns, and so that was like my comfort. That put me in a comfortable state after eating that food because it was something that I was used to. I built a habit out of eating these things: the Oreos, the honey buns, the chips, the bowls of cereal, cinnamon toast crunch, all these types of things. But as I got into my career as a fitness professional and just trying to figure out how to build my business when I first started, it was stressful. And so I defaulted to those old habits. And so you have to understand, are these some of the habits that you've had up to this point in your life? And guys, like, it doesn't matter what age you are. There are some people in 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, even 60s. They develop habits in their childhood that cause them to now continue to stress eat on certain foods or emotionally eat on certain foods. Okay. And so you have to be aware of these patterns. People who are not aware of the patterns that cause these triggers, well, the patterns of the triggers, they continue to relive the cycles. Okay. And so it becomes really stressful because the weight's going up. They feel bad about themselves. They know they're not doing, they know they shouldn't be eating like that, but it's like they're kind of like using it to cope. And so you have to find different outlets, which I'm going to talk to you about in just a second, on how to use other things to entertain you. Okay, outside of using food to entertain you. What's going on, Bryce? How you doing? So that's the first thing. Pattern recognition is what you want to pay attention to. Pattern recognition. And what I mean by that is the next time, because it's like something you have to, it's like building a muscle. After watching this video, I can't say you're gonna be like magically never emotionally eat again. You have to work at it like building a muscle. Okay. And so next time it happens, you have to say to yourself, what caused me to feel this way to want to eat this? Was it I was tired? Was it I was really hungry? That's another one, guys. Like, it's not just overwhelm and stress and anxiety. It's like, dude, are you starving yourself? Because sometimes high achieving busy professionals grinding all day, skipping meals, not realizing when you're skipping meals like that and just eating these little bitty snacks, guys, you are going to find yourself hungry. And if you are hungry, dang near starving yourself, having brain fog, guys, you're going to emotionally eat. You're going to stress eat. It happens all the time to people. And so you have to be aware of the pattern. Like another one of the patterns that I used to go through was I'd wait too long before I needed to eat. Like I would wait like until I was starving. Like if you're waiting until you're starving to eat, it's too late. You gotta like gauge how long it's gonna take. Like if you know for sure, like, okay, if I wait another hour, I'm gonna like eat anything. You don't want to wait to that point. You want to go ahead and eat something 45 minutes to an hour before you get to that point. Because if you get to that point, not only are you hungry, but your blood sugar has dropped significantly. And if you've ever been through this, you'll know it because it's like you can even have the right food sitting on the counter. You can have the right food prepped in the refrigerator. You don't even want to eat that food no more because your blood sugar too low. And so, it's a game of like self-awareness. You have to be aware of the patterns that are showing up in your life, or else you're going to continue to relive them. Okay, it's almost like dating. You meet somebody, you're like, oh, I don't want to go through that situation no more. So you got to start to recognize the patterns of what caused that situation to turn that way. What was it? A certain type of person that you were talking to, and so the next person you meet, you're like, oh, okay, they got they have that same character trait. I can't do that because I'm gonna relive the same situation again. You see what I mean? And so, same thing, self awareness, guys. But don't beat yourself up if you just don't get it like right overnight. Some people they're gonna get it a little faster. Other people it's gonna take a little bit of time. But you have to be intentional. Okay, these are the things I teach my private coaching clients. Okay, because for some people, eating has been their coping mechanism. The same way some people they drink alcohol, some people drink smoke, whatever it is. And for a lot of people, it's food. Food is their outlet. And so you have to change your outlets, which is the second thing. Whenever you notice, it's almost like these people who, if they've ever had like drinking issues, like I used to train some people who they were addicted to alcohol, and I believe they call it like AA meetings or something like that. I can't remember what kind of meetings they were, but one of my clients used to have to go to them. And she said one of the things that she had to start doing was she had to fill that space with something else. Okay. Whenever she was stressed, she would want to drink. Instead of doing that, she started talking to a friend. And she would talk to a friend until that initial urge, that trigger went away. She talked to a friend. Some people, you may need to fill that space with exercise, okay? Because you're like, I don't want to be binge eating. I don't want to be emotionally. Let me go for a walk. Let me go do a quick 15, 20-minute, 30-minute exercise routine. Let me read a book, you know? I like some people, I like the fact of like moving, something that's going to really take your mind off of it. You could read, but, it just depends on if that's something that can work for you. But you have to find different things that are going to add value to you versus you eating comfort food that's going to steal value away from you. Because most times the comfort food is what? Ice cream. What else? Pasta, Oreos, cereal. It's nothing good. It's not going to give us value. Like it might taste good. I remember back when I used to do it, and it tasted good while I was eating it, but 5, 10 minutes later, I felt like trash. Brain fog, wanted to go to sleep, had the itis. It was terrible. And I just kind of like I just got to a point where I just got tired of feeling like that. It didn't even affect me like weight wise so much as it does other people because I was so active. I was already a trainer at that point. But deep down, I just want to feel better. And I think a lot of people can resonate with that. They're like, man, yeah, I want to look good, but man, I just want to feel good. I want to have energy. I'm tired of feeling tired, tired of feeling shame about myself, feeling disappointed, like I let myself down, And I used to have those feelings. Like, dang, why am I doing this? I'm training, I'm helping people and telling them what to do, and I'm over here doing this. And so it's a big part of it. And so find different ways to cope, but ways that you can cope that are going to empower you versus disempower you. Okay. Super important. And this is also a little, this is physiological too. It's not just like the hacks that I'm sharing with you, but sometimes the stress could be from your blood sugar being too low. So if you're not eating the right types of food, this can cause a lot of stress. If you're eating a lot of processed foods, you're eating a lot of refined carbs, like if you're always eating fast food, you're always eating bagels, tacos, well, not tacos, but what do you call them? Croissants, things like that, like a lot of refined carbs, things like that. It can, true enough, give you some calories, put something on your stomach, but you find yourself hungry. When I used to eat that way, I used to eat like Chick-fil-A biscuits with jelly. And 45 minutes to an hour later, I'm hungry again. I'm like, man, I just ate. Why am I hungry again? It's because the body isn't craving the calories, it's craving the nutrients. And so if you're eating food that are stripped of the nutrients, you can find yourself being hungry more frequently throughout the day. And over time, not only do you feel stressed and hungry, this can develop into type 2 diabetes or even dementia, because dementia is a form of type 2 diabetes. Okay. They call it like type 3 diabetes. And so it's important that you're eating the foods that are not like dense in calories, but dense in nutrients. That's going to help you level out your blood sugar. And so that way your energy doesn't have that like tank because your blood sugar dropped because of what you ate. And you had an energy crash in the middle of the day. That doesn't happen when you eat foods that have more nutritional value. Fish, chicken, steak, eggs, egg whites. These are proteins. Then you have green leafy vegetables. You have healthy fats like avocados and walnuts. Then you have fruits that have seeds in them, strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, kiwi, foods like that. They don't give you that huge spike in blood sugar to where you have the itis and you feel like you got brain fog and then you feel like you got to pass out. When you eat this way, it keeps you full for longer because it's dense with more nutritional value and the calories are low. Okay. And so that's going to help you manage your stress because a lot of it is your blood sugar. If your blood sugar is tanking and you're like, man, I'm hungry again, that's stressful. That is super stressful. And so manage your blood sugar by managing your eating habits, even the frequency that you eat your meals, which is the third tip. How frequently are you eating meals? I know a lot of busy professionals that hear these trainers on social media saying, hey, you got to fast. Well, in some cases, fasting can stress you out. Because if you skip breakfast, you sometimes skip lunch, and then you wait until the end of the day to eat, yes, you gonna be hungry, you gonna be feeling deprived, you're gonna feel mentally exhausted. I talk to people all the time on my game plan calls, feeling mentally exhausted. They're like, man, I want to go to the gym, but I'm just so wiped out. And so they go home, they eat a big meal, pasta. They eat a big meal, lasagna. They eat a big meal, a pizza, and they go to sleep. And over time, the weight just starts adding up. And so you have to start eating more frequently throughout the day, not just for weight loss, but to manage your blood sugar and manage your energy. Because when our energy is low, what do people say? I don't feel like going to the gym today. Man, I just don't feel like doing anything. I don't feel like going out with my friends and family today. That's your energy. If you have an energy issue, that's a nutrition issue. And so once you fix the type of foods that you're eating and you develop more structure and a strategy that fits your situation, this is how you lose weight. This is how you break free of the stressing and the emotional eating. Because I used to go through it all the time, like for a long time, for years. I just didn't know what it was. I didn't know it had a word or term to it because I was younger. But as I got older, I'm able to like look back and say, oh, man, I was stress eating all the time. I ain't had no client. I ain't know where my next client will come from. And so, Roblox, what's up, man? Hope you're doing well. And Sonny, I see you. And so, guys, this is how you do it. This is how you break free of the emotional eating, break free of the stress eating, and also be able to put yourself in a position where you can lose the weight and keep it off and live a healthy lifestyle long term where you're not stressing and worrying about health issues like high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, sleep apnea, erectile dysfunction. Like when people are stressing and emotionally eating, the weight piles on quickly for a lot of people. And before they know it, they're looking in the bathroom mirror and they're like, God, I get here. I get so many people who jump on these game plan calls with me telling me these things. And so some of y'all are going through it and you're thinking, you're feeling shame about yourself, but so many people go through this. But the people who win and get results are the people who ask for help to make changes. And so don't wallow in your pain. The people who just kind of like wallow in their pain, things tend to get worse. But once you are more solution focused, you become the version of yourself who's like, look, I can't keep living like this. My body don't look the way I know I can look. My health and my energy is falling apart. You got people like family and people in your career and your team that are depending on you. You got to take care of yourself. And so once you start taking care of yourself with the nutrition I shared with you earlier, the eating, the understanding the triggers, also understanding stress management by via sleep. If you're not getting enough sleep, I know a lot of hustlers follow me, but hey, man, you got to get sleep. That's how your body recovers and recharges and rejuvenates itself. If you're not getting sleep, you're going to be sleep deprived, energy deprived, and you're going to be more likely to eat more junk food, be more emotional when it comes to the foods that you eat, emotionally eat because you're stressed. And so, wellness habits, sleep is a wellness habit. Hydration is a wellness habit. It's drinking the right amount of water. Because if you're dehydrated, you could be eating the right meals, but if you're dehydrated, energy low. And if your energy is low, now you're gonna be stress eating because you're like, man, my body just feel out of it. Or your brain might just feel out of it. Like that's how it used to be for me. It wasn't necessarily my body, it was my brain. And our for high performers, high achievers, our mind is the most important asset we have. And if you don't take care of your brain via sleep, the type of foods you eat, physical activity, your body starts to atrophy. Okay. And so it's very important that you take care of yourself, sleeping, eating, exercising, pacing yourself throughout the day. That way you're not like just running yourself ragged, like taking small little breaks and frequent breaks throughout the day. That way you can recharge and be able to, work as long as you want to, but it's kind of like those horse races. They're not sprinting that horse the whole time. They accelerate the horse at certain points. Get up, right? But then they allow the horse to kind of like stride and coast. You have to know how to do the same thing for yourself. Otherwise, you'll burn yourself out and you'll be stressed, and it leads to stress eating. So understand how to pace yourself too. All right. Hopefully y'all found this helpful. Want to give y'all some game real quick on emotional and stress eating because this is something that is a topic that a lot of I don't see many trainers talk about this. Everybody just says eat less, move more, but it is very important to understand the triggers that cause you stress eat. Otherwise, you keep reliving the same cycle over and over again. Okay. But this is how you do it. If you would like help from me, you want more structure and a strategy that fits your lifestyle, your goals, I'll drop a link down in the description below. That way you can learn more about one-on-one coaching. All right. Other than that, guys, we are out of here. Let's get it. Bryce, I see your comment. You said, I am great, but I want to know how are you? I'm great, man. I'm doing wonderful. Whenever I'm giving to you guys and just like giving game, man, it charges me up. This gives me validation whenever I'm putting out good info. So you like the hat? Man, about this off TikTok shop. So, once I bought my Rolex, one of my buddies was like, "Hey man, I see this hat on TikTok. You should get it." And he sent me the link, and I grabbed it. But anyway, hopefully y'all found this helpful. I try to keep these videos, these lives to about 15, 20 minutes max. And so, if y'all have any topics y'all want me to talk about, Roblox, what's happening? Just let me know. Drop it down in the comments and I'll talk about it.